Hi, I'm Nate Dorr, Vice President for Advocacy at Northwest Minnesota Foundation. We're here talking with Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota on emergency relief grant they received. I'll have you two introduce yourselves, starting with Vina.
Hi, my name is Vina Iyer. I'm the Executive Director of the Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota.
Hi, I am Marta Castañon, and I am a DOJ accredited representative with the Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota in the Moorhead office.
Awesome. Vina and Marta, can you tell us a bit about your organization and who you serve?
Yeah. So, our organization is the only statewide organization that provides free, comprehensive legal services to immigrants and refugees. We have offices all over Minnesota in St. Paul, Moorhead, Worthington, and Austin. And we last year worked on over 4,000 cases, each of which usually impacted at least three individuals. So, a total of 12,000 folks each year impacted by our services.
Wow, that's awesome. Can you describe the needs you're seeing in your communities that you're serving, in particular in the Northwest part of the state?
I guess that's me.
Okay.
Okay, in my office, I serve all of Northwest Minnesota. So before COVID, I would travel a lot up to Crookston and would occasionally do circuit rides up to way up to Roseau, Hallock, Thief River Falls, go out to Park Rapids. A lot of these towns where many of them have poultry plants, and so many of them have immigrants working for them. And I see a lot of green card renewal, a lot of citizenship, and I've been working on a lot of citizenship cases this past year. And what often happens is that those who become citizens and their children have green cards then want to apply for certificates of citizenship for their children. So I also do a lot of, I try to present to a lot of different places. Right now with COVID, that's been kind of difficult. Um, but that's what I do. I do intakes, see if they're eligible for the service, eligible for the benefit that they're seeking with immigration, and that's what I do. I also go down to Long Prairie, Minnesota. So
Cover a big part of the state.
yes, a big part of the state.
And I'd imagine the populations are growing here too.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the things and I was just going to add that, yeah, actually, we absolutely see populations growing, and so thankful for Martha with her long-term history in the community to be able to serve everyone. I think one of the things that's really important to us both on that citizenship piece is how important that is to making sure that people can completely civically engage in the communities that they've lived in for years and years and years. Additionally, one of the things that we see upcoming has already started right now and we see going into the next year is that the DACA program is now reopened for initial applications. And we're seeing a really big uptick in young people who have lived here since they were children, who don't have any status, being able to now apply for DACA, which they weren't able to do for the last 3 years. So that's absolutely a significant need we're seeing across the state, including in Northwest Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Can you talk a bit about how the emergency relief grant we were able to send your way is going to help?
Well, I think it's going to help us to continue to provide services, um, maybe be able to make a trip once COVID is over and organizations are more willing to open up their offices for me to go in and meet with clients, and just to continue to provide services, whether it's using language line, traveling, presenting, assisting more clients with that.
I think the pandemic has kind of highlighted some inequities, and are you seeing this too? And how might that help? I bet you have background noise. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Most certainly. There's no doubt that the pandemic has demonstrated inequities in terms of access to immigration services, access to healthcare, et cetera. And for a lot of our clients, that immigration status is that key to opening the door to, for example, healthcare, other types of educational supports for their families. So I think that what we see this grant helping us to be able to do is, again, continuing to do that work we do in unlocking access to status that then unlocks so many other benefits. The other piece, I think, is that intersection between concerns of the immigrant community and COVID. One of the things we've seen, obviously, over the past several months is a lot of fear in immigrant and refugee communities about COVID, both about just getting the disease, but also about testing, et cetera. Is that going to put people at risk with ICE? And I can see we see similar questions coming up with regards to the vaccine. And both with this grant, as well as with some funding that we've gotten through the Minnesota Department of Health that Marta has worked on, what we've been able to do is really make sure that clients and the whole community are getting Facebook Lives, fact sheets, et cetera, that really make sure that they understand what the implications are, or not the implications for their immigration status, for example, of getting COVID treatment, testing, and then the vaccine soon. So I think that intersection of the two issues is something that we've been able to work on and will continue to work on thanks to this and other types of support we're getting.
Sweet. Last question, how can people help out with the effort? Donate or volunteer? Where do they go?
I think for me is donating, also allowing us to maybe do presentations for the different businesses and organizations that are out there. Maybe allowing us to use some space within their building if I were to circuit ride, like way up to Roseau for whatever reasons, and being able to use some office space to meet with clients. So a lot of the places I've been using are the public libraries, which are great. But sometimes it's hard to reserve a private room, um, for confidentiality. So I think that is one way, a couple of
Great
ways.
ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are some great ways. Great ways to find out about working with ILCM. You can go to our website, which is www.ilcm.org. On there's a donate button so that you can provide support for our organization. In addition, there's information about volunteering there, both for attorneys as well as for non-attorneys. And then finally, you can sign up there for our action alerts, which are great ways that you can get involved in the advocacy effort to support immigrants and refugees, both through state level advocacy as well as federal advocacy. So we send out action alerts. You can sign on, you can submit your comments, etc. So if you are on that action alert page, we'll get you that information. So it's a way for you to make a difference as well.
That's awesome. Thank you, Vina and Marta. Wrapping up here with the Immigrant Legal Services of Minnesota and Law Center of Minnesota. I get the things wrong. I'm sorry. But thank you for spending the morning with me and sharing a bit about your story.
Thank you, Nate.
Thanks,
And
Nate.
I just want to mention that today at 4:00 we're doing a DACA Facebook Live presentation today. So it will be done in English and in Spanish. So.
All right, gracias. We'll tune in. All right, take care.
Take care. Thank you.
Thanks.